Hey guys, this is Vinney and Beau show. The co-hosts right here in Las Vegas. I flew here. We would love for you to join us.
Every Friday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific time. Join us for the Vinney and Beau show.
Vinney and Beau show. We look forward to getting great guests on it. We talk a lot more about real estate, about acquisitions, syndications, commercial mostly, and also
Mindset.
Mindset. We talk a lot about mindset. So please like us, share the episodes. We also make podcasts on that every week. So see you there every Friday at 9:30 a.m. Pacific and 12:30 Eastern.
Beau and I are together to really bring the best to get your business to the next level.
Do me a favor, subscribe and share. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to connecting with you in the future.
Good morning and good morning. Hi, Beau. How are you, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing well.
Very good. This is the music in the background. This is Vinney Chopra on Vinney and Beau show. My co-host, Beau Eckstein, and Vinney Chopra right here live from Danville, Blackhawk area in the Bay Area. And we come live to you at 9:30 Pacific, 12:30 Eastern every Friday. So we are very excited to be with you. We don't have a guest today, but we're going to really talk about some of the challenges we face in every day or every other day or whatever. Life is to have ups and downs, and as an entrepreneur, as the business owner, we have got to be focused on the right things so that we can overcome those challenges. So we're going to talk a lot more about that today. Hopefully people joining us will also share some challenges they are going through and how they overcome them. The biggest thing is overcoming. Beau?
That's right. Everything is, you're able to overcome anything. You got to be able to persevere. Essentially, that's the key, is that if you're in real estate or anything in business, right, and you have your own business of any sort or any real estate, but things don't always go as planned, and really it's just working through. You got to constantly work through, and you can't forget about it. You can't procrastinate. I see a lot of people, something happens and then they just put it on the back burner. I'll worry about it later. And it just keeps on brewing and getting bigger. And then you just attack the issue and you resolve it. And then you have no stress anymore. So it's really about attacking. What do they say? Eat the frog in the morning, right? That's what you got to do.
You got to eat the frog, the thing that's been sitting on this side, Mr. Mediocrity, or the challenges or the problems. That's so true, Beau. I know in your business, in giving loans to so many different multifamily and other hotels and all the great things you are doing, there are challenges in getting the information, working with the different banks and all that. In my life, as a syndicator, as a person who is dealing with purchasing properties, commercial properties, and dealing with brokers, attorneys, you name it. So many facets, employees, team members, and looking at insurance people, all that stuff. So there are so many challenges in life. I hope those who are joining us today, please go ahead and let us know your name and where are you from so that we could possibly bring you on and ask some questions, and maybe what are some things that you're going through. Where do you want to start?
The new world everything is different now. I think more people are getting uh, comfortable about going out and doing things, and just being a little bit more cautious about that. But you do hear those stories of people that got COVID and how severe it was, right? Because a lot of people don't realize that they could get sick, and for some people they get better right away, but there's a lot of people that is brutal, and obviously there's a lot of people dying. And I think sometimes we forget that because we're locked ourselves in our houses, but we've had a lot of things going on, not only with politicians, political canvas, but with COVID, with the way people want to live their life. I think there's a big movement now that COVID threw fire on it, where you're getting a lot of people that are resigning. It's the year, they call it the great resignation now.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people are saying, screw the 9 to 5. I'm going to figure it out. So I think COVID has accelerated that. And I know I enjoy working out of the house, and I know I like my lifestyle, and I'm seeing a lot of people being really creative in creating different businesses, different side hustles. Obviously, owning real estate is a good thing because people need a roof over their head. And I think that's the big changes going on, is that people are relocating, people are quitting their jobs, and I don't know, the landscape is constantly changing. I think before I got on the call today, I was interviewing a telemarketer from Mexico, or a couple telemarketers, potential candidates. So I'm always trying to improve and figure out where can I replicate or increase sales, increase processes. And so I think I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, but I think I got to fine tune the business plan. You're a big advocate of planning. So what are you going to do? What's your goals here to do?
Yeah, definitely, Beau. What you're talking is so good, because how each quarter goes, and we need to introspectively look at ourselves in the mirror. I always say that if we keep on doing the same things over and over again, expect different results, then it's the insanity. That's the definition of insanity, where we don't take action to change our course today, tomorrow, and the future. Hi friends, this is Vinney Chopra from here in Danville, California. And you might be saying, hey Vinney, what are these over here? You know, I wrote this book a few years back, Apartment Syndication Made Easy. It became top seller. I came from India with $7 in my pocket. It says 500 million. It's going to be 1 billion very soon, very soon. I'm right at about 850, 900 million. And then I'm ready for the next billion. Actually, you will see that happening, 2 billion in this book also. The other book I wrote, which has been a very big positivity, has been my life. Always, I've been married 43 years with 2 children. And the beauty is to be positive, the mindset that can take you to all the places in the world. And that's the book that also became big seller. My third book, Senior Assisted Living, is coming. So do yourself a favor, go ahead and click the link below to get free copies, audio copies of these books, even printed copies of these books. Printed means digital if you can't afford it, but I would highly recommend for you to get these, or go to Amazon.com. Just go to Amazon. I got it in soft cover, in hardcover, in Kindle, in audio, also the Spanish version of this book also. So let's crush it, guys. I know you can be successful. I know you can do the kind of things that you want to do in life and have the streams of income and know how to really, educate yourself so that you could become a strong force in this world in real estate. I know you can. So take that step. Don't just be on the sideline. Take charge of your life. Take charge of your education. I always say that and propagate that we can't change yesterday. We cannot do even 30 seconds back what happened in our life. So why to leave and get stressed out and everything that didn't happen in our life, but we can change the course of our future. So you're right. I think this is the time. 3 quarters have passed, and COVID with the boosters and everything, 2 shots, economy is moving. Look at stock market, look at other places, look at Biden's government. They're just pumping so much money and the bills are getting passed and all that stuff. So we need to look at the silver lining, and then we come back to, Beau, what's our core business? What's the problem we are solving? What's the company about? That's the key thing, right? We want to see how many customers can we support, how many customers can we get. You just said about telemarketing, which is so true. A business is stagnant, or it's dying, or it's growing, right? We want business to grow. Everybody wants the revenues to increase. What increases the revenue is the engine, the marketing engine that needs to get fuel. And that's what you're talking about, getting a sales call center going. I know in my business also, with the investor base of accredited investors, we have had so many calls come in this week because of our click funnels and different ads and things like that. The other part is, of course, the academy students are really looking at coming into the funnel to find out about those. So what goals do I have? Oh my gosh, many goals. For 2020, of course, this year was good year, okay year. We just started the construction of assisted living projects, and we are going to complete maybe 4 Next year, 4 projects we're going to complete next year, and we'll be doing grand openings. And each of the assisted living will bring close to $4 million revenue, $4 million, which is as compared to my $52 million deal that we bought in Orlando. It brings only 3.85 million, I think, in a year revenue. Of course, expenses go out and all that. So I'm more focused on my books, also 2 books. I'm revising my positivity book right now and making it bigger and nicer. And my third book, Senior Living Investing, is coming. I have a lot of great plans to educate more about, as you asked me. The biggest thing is I want to be doing some things in the assisted senior living and memory care arena.
That's great. So what I heard you say is that the assisted living, you can be all in for X, and your returns are far superior because you're getting so much more per unit, essentially, or
Correct.
per bed. There is more work on the upfront to get them
Yes.
built. There's more work on getting them occupied.
Mhm.
But once they're running, you already have the team there, so you're not really in the day-to-day operation. So it's once you get it stabilized, it's pretty much as passive as a multifamily for you.
It is actually, you're so right about it. Even though now the new multifamilies we are buying, we will not be managing ourselves. We know you have to make a decision. I believe in changing course of actions. I believe in doing the right things. I mean, at the peak, we had 135 full time team members, right? When I had lots and lots of, vertically integrated units. But now, as the numbers are getting smaller, and we are getting more into other aspects of our business, you got to change. So you're right. Yeah, we're working with managing the managers, we call it, with third party, very savvy property management companies. But in the assisted living, you're right, it's the multifamily. See, I wanted to not deviate from there, but stay in the multifamily arena. And now, instead of chasing the jobs where the companies are moving, where new Starbucks is coming, I'm chasing the communities where seniors are retiring now and will retire in the next 10, 20, 30 years. So there's a big demographical shift is happening. We talked about that maybe many months back, but that has been the real gist of the thing. Multifamily, A plus communities that we are building. You're right. And the expenses are more. You're right. Yes, because the food, the five-star dining, caregiving, like almost 50 caregivers for 3 shifts. Remember, it's a 24-hour operation to give assistance to the assisted living seniors. They need us. One nurse we have on the thing, no doctors, we don't need those. And we are state regulated, not federally regulated in our communities. But you're right, I'm chasing retirement communities, which is very different, 180-degree difference from the jobs and all. But the demand is so strong. But more and more things I read and I lecture on and everything, we are finding that it's going to be huge shortage actually. If everybody gets into this bandwagon, still we will not be able to give the kind of service we need to give to our 75 years, 85 years, 95, and we are living longer. That's the other part. I get interviewed, I think 3 times, 4 times this week so far. The message was very clear that the shortage is going to be for many years.
Yeah, no, that's true. So essentially, your investing philosophy really hasn't changed. It's the same
Yeah,
model, except instead of emerging markets, it's emerging retirement
you got it.
areas where the demographics show that the 65 plus is retiring and that they're going to be selling their houses. The progressions probably as they live close by in a single family house. It's
Yes.
getting overwhelming for them. They're
Yes.
in America, families don't like to take care of their older people, meaning they don't want them to live in the house with them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in other cultures, you might see people taking their parents in,
Parent.
but here it's not as common.
True.
And they don't mind spending the money, right? So they'll put them in
Yes.
a very like luxurious assisted living property. And then every assisted living property has a certain percentage of memory care. So essentially, there's these like active adult communities, growing areas where people want to retire, like Florida's of the world. And then by these active communities, at some point they get old, they can't really take care of themselves, they go into assisted living. At some point, they usually are a candidate for memory care, which is usually, if you're doing 100 units, there's usually 75 independent living and then 25 or so memory care, because that's like the formula of X amount of people are going to be, and they stay with you, and then potentially they go to, at some point, pass away, whether they
Yeah,
go into
pathway, hospice, or
hospice.
go to memory, dementia, which is really hurting Americans and other people around the world too. I think, we are living longer, but we are losing that, the brain. I think that's the thing. We haven't found the remedy for that. But you're right, memory care. Average stay of our seniors, by the way, is about 30 months, 32 months, which is pretty strong, as compared to my conventional multifamily. People might be moving out after 6 months or 12 months, or they lost their job, or they can't pay the rent and delinquencies and concessions. But whereas in senior assisted living rental, the money comes from the fund that they already have put the money in their children, their long term care, or their reverse mortgage of the house, or their proceeds of the house that they sold. They have to downsize it, things like that. So our money comes without any delinquency and concessions first. So that's a very big thing we love in this rental space. The other part also is, Bo, that we are building these brand new A plus communities, buddy, with brand new appliances, brand new equipments, brand new everything, high ceilings, with spas and with salons and movie theaters and libraries and billiard rooms and grand pianos and chandeliers and private dining rooms and all the amenities, right? So that is helping with deferred maintenance being zero, almost zero, because it's A plus community which we just built. We know what we put in it. So that reduces the expenses in the P&L. Of course, the food is more expensive in assisted living and senior care. We spend so much money on very lavish foods, five-star dining, three cooked meals for each resident, usually 88 to 92 units. We have found that niche, that we don't want to go to 200, 400, go like elevators going up and down. We just don't believe in that. So my partner and I, we have really thought about, okay, we're going to do it with courtyards, like 3 to 6 courtyards in each community, spread over 7 acres of land in a beautiful area. You mentioned about demographical shift. So we are finding, of course, seniors want to retire in warmer climates. It's better for their health and everything. And many seniors, are moving to Florida, to Virginia's, to Texas is hot, quite a bit. Of course, Arizona's, Missouri's, more of the lower states than the much higher, like in Chicago's and Pennsylvania's and things like that.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Yeah, it's interesting to see everything going on at once. So we have the baby boomers
Yeah.
retiring, making shifts, and which will create opportunities for millennials to buy their houses and rehab them. Yeah, because usually the people have been living in the house for 30 years and it's outdated, and then they progress, and now the senior shift is to warmer climates because of health issues, mostly because nobody wants to live in freezing cold weather because it's bad on your arthritis, it's harder to get up. So yeah, I get it. So what do you, I guess, what's the plan from here to the end of the year?
Good point. In my business, investors are gold, right? So we are really working very hard. We have over 400 investors now. Of course, our goal is to get to 500, 600, so that we could be raising more money. The fund, LLC fund, which is 506C fund, which I can talk about it on the show. It's already, and we have a lot of people already invested in it. And then we can open up again, as we are underwriting some properties in the $74 million range right now. And if one catches our attention, a good one off market deal in the Tennessees or in the North Carolina, South Carolina, or Florida, and Texas. Those are the four states we are working right now and try to get some good deals under our belt. So that will be a big thing, right? The second thing is also we got about 16 different projects on our table for senior assisted living, new construction. 16 locations we have already identified, and we are doing a lot of work for that. I think I mentioned it before. The financing of the construction loan has been a little bit challenging due to the COVID and so forth. Those challenges will go away as we get nearer and nearer. So that's where we are shooting our all the energy is going there. And then also, again, my energy is going into revising the book. Positivity brings profitability, doing more podcasts, by the way. I'm interviewing more guests, and also I've been interviewed by other guests and all that. It's per se the same. More I'm telling you, I'm not changing much drastically. If the things are working in that direction, why to change?
But you've always been moving the needle every day. So you don't like that's the big takeaway is that if you're constantly in motion, yes, you can tweak and refine. What about I know you were in Mexico. Do you have any vacations planned? Before COVID, you were
Yeah,
going on a lot of
vacations.
vacations.
We are going again, as a matter of fact, with the family reunion. We do it from my wife's side, and we are be heading out to Cancun again. We have a wedding to attend in Atlanta. We'll be going there. And then in January, we are planning another trip. And then hopefully next year, we could go abroad. We are planning 2, 3 trips then. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, very good, very good. Yeah, I think I'm going to go to Mexico for Christmas, and that's
Good. I know
all.
your wife is from there, so that'll be lovely to meet her family and everything. And
Yeah.
that's great. That's awesome, buddy. So tell me more about what's your game plan? And I know we talked about network is your net worth, and a lot of us many times don't really dig into how many contacts they have and how can they bring value to the people they know. You want to expand on that or something?
Sure, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to a lady I do business with, and I just started looking at my phone, and
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, we could call this guy, we could call this guy, we could call this girl. And the point was is that just think about how many connections you have, like just
Yeah.
on Facebook and on LinkedIn and in your iPhone.
Yeah.
And I think I haven't done a great job of staying. I do my social media, we do the podcast, but actually
Mhm.
directly reaching out to people in your network is going to pay such dividends in this phone. I began to put everybody into my CRM and tag them. So I have different groups. If I'm in a mastermind group, for example, Go Abundance, put them all in a group. And so I could, these are people that I can interact and be doing business with, that they have deal flow sometimes, they need
Mhm.
loans, they need my other business services. So it's like the writing's on the wall with technology today. I have an app, for example, Vinny, and I can go onto anybody's LinkedIn profile and I can get all their contact information right off the bat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
And so then I just do that. So if I want to reach out to somebody that owns assisted living facilities or somebody that owns hotels, I can get their contact information very quickly. I can use LinkedIn. I can send an email. I can send a text. I have a CRM where I can send texts and I can make calls right to the CRM now. I'm getting really building lists of new
Mhm.
potential customers, but also honing in on the existing relationships I have. Because if I go, hey, Vinny, introduce me to this person, and it's a
Uh-huh.
contact of yours, and then instead of you saying, oh, here's his contact information, I go, no, Vinny, can you make me a three-way introduction?
Yeah.
And then you send a text. It's so much more powerful. So leveraging the connections you already have to get into their connections too, to get into their network. And if Vinny copies me on a text to another big multifamily syndicator that needed money, it's more credible than me saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
Vinny gave me your contact information." Now it's Vinny's making the introduction, way more powerful. So learning techniques like that, I think, are game changers. And then just being super consistent with your message, like how we're consistent. Like not every Friday are we in the mood to wake up and do a show like
Yeah.
today. Like we
Yeah.
usually are. Some days we're tired or whatever, but just the power of consistency in
Is
everything you do. It's
So big, talking about consistency. Again, I wanted to mention next Friday I'll be traveling to Orlando. And so we will not have the show unless, Bo, you want to do it yourself. I'll be in the plane. But also, I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of our followers and other people in Orlando at the Gaylord Palms. Gaylord Palms is where the conference is, Bo. And I'll be speaking over there also, and then spending more time in the Orlando area, Palm Bay, Sebastian area, right there, where we are building assisted senior living. Then go to Punta Gorda, Fort Myer, Tampa, and Cape Coral. So it's going to be a 5 day trip, which I'm very excited about. And hopefully, we'll move and shake and meet some lenders, some investors, and things like that. Yeah, yeah.
beautiful. Sounds like a great trip. And anytime Vinny takes a trip, he's not only going to have fun, but he's going to also network.
That's
And that's
right. That's the name of the game. This life is to really network and just always be thinking, how can we bring value to the person on the other side? How could we really solve their problem? Because that's what the business is about. It really is what problem we are solving in a easy way, effective way, and more cheaper way. Let's say that, because people don't want to pay extra monies, and it's good to help out.
yeah. And I was just listening to a sales call the other day, and the guy talked about social currency. And what he meant by that is, sometimes it's not about me making a sale or making a loan or selling, a business product that I have or whatever. It's
Yeah.
about doing something good for somebody else, right? And so
Yes.
if I gave Vinny a referral for, I don't know, like an insurance broker that he needed insurance on a property, and I made that introduction and not expecting to get anything out of it. That's social currency. Vinny then will know, hey, Beau goes the extra mile and helps me out when I need something. Like my friend Eric, and Eric, your friend,
Yes,
Eric
Eric.
Ross,
Yeah.
I give him some training course I got, and so those kind of things is social currency. And then I'm not doing that to get something back in return, but over time, those kind of, when you're planting those seeds and doing good for other people,
Yes.
they return favors in a huge way. They go, oh, I remember Vinny. I met him at a conference, and oh, he's looking for some investors. I definitely want to be an investor because this guy helped me out. And it wasn't just, so there's more to it. So I think there's lots of things with social currency, which is a good strategy to build your network.
I love that social currency. I love that. I love that term. Bo, you're so right. Just like in a bank, right? You can only withdraw, after we make deposits. And that's what I look at it in our life, in a small life we have over here. We should be keep on depositing into everybody's life, because then maybe a time will come that they will give back, or we should never expect anything returned. That's how I look at it. We should never, because if we help enough people get what they want, we'll get what we want. That's the golden principle of life, Zig Ziglar and all. Maybe we could wrap it up right here. Well, I know we were thinking about challenges, but I don't know. It's hard to really, come out with a lot of challenges on a show like this unless people are interacting and so on. But I hope it was a good show, guys. If you like and see the content that Beau and I bring, Vinney and Beau show every Friday, and this becomes a podcast also for us. Please reach out to us if you'd like to get great loans from my brother Beau right here. And then if you'd like to invest in and partner and learn from Vinney Chopra in syndication world, in multifamily, hospitality, all those things, please reach out to me. And let's have a great day and great morning and afternoon in the East Coast. And see you again. Bye-bye. Beau and I are together to really bring the best to get your business to the next level.
Do me a favor, subscribe and share. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to connecting with you in the future.